Good morning, everyone. November 20th, 2018. I'm Eric. Now, I did a video yesterday, but I didn't upload it because I said too much in it, and I didn't really feel like doing it over. Quite a bit has gone on the last couple of days, especially concerning the financial things here in, well, I guess in the world. And I'm going to talk about them right quick, and then I'm going to get into these top two articles here on shtfplan.com. Bank of America, well, that's one of the financial ones. Politicians and police set tyranny, or tyranny's perfect example, gun confiscation. And there was another one, maybe it wasn't on this one. Now look at that. North Korea will be keeping their nukes. Well, why would they give it up? Our country hasn't held its end of the bargain up, has it? Why would they continue to honor a treaty, or whatever it was, if the United States is going to turn its back on that same treaty? Okay, well, I already covered the California Democrat that threatens nukes if America don't hand over their guns. Somebody in the comment section of the last video I talked about this on said that they were referring to microwave nukes and not nuclear bombs. You know, the directed energy crowd control weapons. He thinks that that's what they're talking about when they say they're going to break out the nukes, but it could go either way. Alright, you remember Jim Cramer from Mad Money, how he told everyone to keep their money in stocks like, what was that one collapsed company back in the day? Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all that. Well, now he has kind of done a flip-flop on this policy of his. Market commentator, there's nowhere to hide from this serious market correction. The host of NBC's Mad Money, Jim Cramer, has a dire analysis of what's going on in the stock market. Cramer said that the stock market is enduring a very serious market correction, and there's nowhere to hide from the situation poised to go from bad to worse. Dollar in crisis mode. China just dumped a load of U.S. treasuries again. China has just dumped its biggest load of U.S. treasuries in 8 months. China's share of U.S. treasury holdings had been the highest decline since January back in September, as the ongoing and ever-increasing trade tensions with Washington forced the world's biggest economy to take measures to stabilize its national currency. And, of course, World War III alert. Every time North Korea does something, some motherfucker gets up there and says it's a World War III alert. It's not. North Korea will not be the sparking point for World War III. The Middle East will, specifically Israel. But North Korea's dictator, Kim Jong-un, has decided to keep the nation's nuclear weapons despite promises to the Trump administration that he would begin denuclearization. It appears that a nuclear war threat is still lingering and could be the topic of discussion when President Donald Trump meets Kim earlier next year. Government agency warning space storms could cause mass blackouts. And of course they are talking about that dark matter storm that I covered day before yesterday. The Met Office has told United Kingdom ministers that space storms could cause massive blackouts and destroy computers, according to the government agency's study. A space storm could bring down the internet and all communications. Damn. Or they could be putting these warnings out so that they can bring down these things themselves and then blame a space storm. Here are 5 out of the best survival kits out there. Look, if the survival kit doesn't offer a couple syringes of morphine and antibiotics, super glue, butterfly stitches, a way to cast your leg, arm, it's probably not all that great. Hollywood actors threaten to boycott Georgia after Democrats lose. So fucking what? Bye. Bye. I hate those motherfucking Hollywood actors. A lot of them should be strung up for their child-eating, pedophilic ways. But several Hollywood actors are calling for a boycott of Georgia's film industry after Republican Brian Kemp officially won the state's gubernatorial contest against Democrat Stacey Abrams. But like the threats to move to Canada if Donald Trump won in 2016, these are also more than likely going to be hollow. Bank of America selling will continue. Big low for stocks is yet to come. Many economists and financial analysts have said that the economy isn't doing as well as the talking heads on TV are proclaiming. And now, even the Bank of America says it's time to prepare for an even lower stock market, as that hasn't come yet. And now, for the final one, I was going to cover, let me see here. Could have sworn there was another one. Okay. This is from Jeremiah Johnson, by the way. Now, I think it was yesterday, there was another mass shooting, this time in Chicago at Mercy Hospital. I don't know the particulars of it, as I've not found any articles on it, but I do know that it happened. So, there's another one, and I suspect that we're going to be facing many more. And it's going to reach the point where Donald Trump gets on TV and says, you know, I know Americans love their weapons, but there's too much death going on as a result of it, and so he's going to order confiscation. And by the way, a lot of the people on the right will stick by him, but the more hardcore gun people are going to abandon Donald Trump when that happens. On the other hand, though, a lot of the people on the left will jump on the Trump bandwagon if he does this. Just a thought. As a review of some of the current events that have been taking place in the U.S. recently, on 11/5/18, Anne Arundel County Police in Maryland shot and killed a man as they attempted to exercise a red flag gun removal order. Those red flag orders went into effect on October 1st of this year. Let's take the definition of this new game directly from Wikipedia and examine it. So apparently this excerpt in the blue is from Wikipedia. A red flag law is a gun violence protection law that permits police or family members to petition a state court to order the temporary removal of firearms from a person who may present a danger to others or themselves. A judge makes the determination to issue the order based on statements and actions made by the gun owners in question. After a set time, the guns are returned to the person from whom they were seized, unless another court hearing extends the period of confiscation. Such orders are known as extreme risk protection orders in Oregon, Washington, Maryland, and Vermont, as risk protection orders in Florida, as gun violence restraining orders in California, as risk warrants in Connecticut, and as proceedings for seizures and retention of firearms in Indiana. Now back to the incident in Maryland. Neither of the officers were injured, and that's too bad. Their names weren't released. It wasn't clear why the red flag order was issued. A spokesman for the Maryland judiciary denied a request from the Baltimore Sun to release protection order requests associated with the home, citing the new law which states the orders are confidential unless a court rules otherwise. Michelle Williams, the man's niece, told Baltimore Sun that one of her aunts requested protective orders against Willis, but she declined to say why. Maryland's law, which went into effect on October 1st, is more broad in that it allows certain health care providers to seek an order, in addition to family members and law enforcement. Look how things work in the totalitarian heir to the Soviet Union that the United States has become. Sounds if it's something right out of some shit I can't pronounce. The names of the cops were not released. Secretive policing. The Baltimore Sun could not report on associated case action, muzzling the press. Maryland judiciary using a law to prevent the public's knowledge without court approval. Press and public censorship. An aunt reported him, but no reason given by family or police. Finger-pointing initiated. Healthcare reporters and family members can blow the whistle and enable these red flag orders to be set in motion. State powers of arrest and complete abrogation of rights under the Constitution of the United States with no recourse. That's it. Everyone with the 300 Spartans patch, the Molon Labe written on their sleeves. Yes, they will. They are. For now, they're attempting to do it without a fight, passing a legislation, or circumventing it, rather, and enforcing the compliance of the citizenry. They are in the process of doing far more. And another episode really summarizes the key concept, the totalitarian mindset of elected officials. This piece is entitled, California Democrat Threatens Nukes If Americans Don't Hand Over Their Guns. He says that the threat is not figurative, it is literal. So, I strongly recommend reading the whole article. Democrat Congressman Eric Swallow is proposing that the government offer up to $1,000 for semi-automatic weapons and a buyback to place those firearms in the hands of the government for an estimated cost of $15 billion. And here is Eric Swallow right here. See this? You see this, guys? You see this individual? That is the face of an enemy. Now, again, it's very, very unlikely that our own politicians will ever detonate a nuke on our soil. However, there was something that I didn't account for in the video where I talked about that. And that was the desperation to get rid of evidence. If they need to get rid of the evidence, they absolutely will use a nuke. Just like, what was that other thing that I was talking about? It escapes me at the moment, but they will use a nuke if it comes to covering their own asses. They won't use it for gun confiscation. Maybe the individual in the comment section is right when they say it's the directed energy weapons that Swallow is referring to. I don't know. I wasn't there. But when Joe Biggs said that, oh, the government's going to use nukes, blah, 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 he didn't say, well, I meant directed energy weapons. Now, did he? Just think, this is probably the pose he will strike when he's evacuated to Cheyenne Mountain or Denver, Colorado to escape nuclear war when it comes on your taxpayer dollar, fully supplied with provisions, protection, with his family by his side. An elected official, one of your representatives, Eric Swallow, menacing the U.S. citizens with the threat of the U.S. government's nuclear weapons. And to frost the cake, here is a direct quote from Wikipedia that you'll just love. Emboldened to the max so you can keep him in mind. He's been in office since 2013. Remember Obama? Well, here's the fresh, clean-cut guy with Northern European heritage to attract the women voters, or woman voters, who can seem as one of the people to the gullible. Here's the quote with the punchline underlined. In quotes, Swallow has mentioned as a potential president candidate in 2020 and has publicly expressed interest in such a prospect. President of the United States, mind you, this guy is trying to one-up a citizen, blustering and menacing with an allusion to the U.S. nuclear arsenal being used on the citizens. The next quote is a variant from one reported by Peterson in the Daily Oklahoman in 1951, as first attributed to Alexander Tyler. In quotes, the American people will endure until politicians realize they can bribe the people with their own money. So, I really do believe that they are going to do this. I really believe that they're going to use the United Nations and people who can't speak English. Mostly. And again, here's what Joe Biggs said. So basically, Representative Swallow wants a war, because that's what you would get. You're out of your fucking mind if you think I'll give up my rights and give the Gov all the power. And Swallow replied, and it would be a short war, my friend. The government has nukes. I don't think that is the context, commenter. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the person who did it, but that, I think they are straight up referring to nuclear bombs. The government has nukes, too many of them, but they're legit. I'm sure if we talked, we could find common ground to protect our families and communities. But they're legit. That's the you know, oh, what do you call it? That's the standard, legit. But you know what? So are all the guns all across this country. They're all legit too. Even the so-called illegal ones. So, oh, I really do believe this is going to happen. And I really believe it's going to happen on fucking Donald Trump's watch. So, and he's already said, take the guns first, due process later, or second, something like that. So, you know, be on the lookout, people. And by the way, there are plenty of places to get weapons from. Plenty. I hope everyone has a good day. And remember, kill the state before the state kills you.